Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Sanders, and this is Watch Outside, the art and science of watch collection. Today, we're going to take a look at Daniel's collection, and Daniel's collection is a small collection. It's very focused, but it's one that has a lot of different directions it can go, and we can take a look at some of those things. The first watch in the collection is an Omega Speedmaster Professional, the Moon watch. And this watch it's a chronograph, and it's Daniel's go-to chronograph. It's his only chronograph, and it has all of the features that it is the moon watch, basically. And Daniel said this is the first. This watch, getting this watch, was the first really luxury watch he had, and it got him sort of started. Once sort of the bug that bit him for watch collection of luxury watches. And I mean, what can we say about the Omega Speedmaster? It's a good, solid watch. It's a good chronograph, and it's a nice watch to have. He pointed out that the leather strap, he thought that our leather or gator strap dressed it up somewhat, and I agree. Yeah, you can wear that thing in a lot of different situations. Okay, this next one is the Rolex Explorer 2 16570, often called the Polar Explorer because of the white dial on it. This particular one is one that I had considered seriously when looking for a GMT. The first time I was looking for a GMT, I saw this, and I've always liked this watch, and I've always liked the Polar version. The reason I like the Polar version is I have a lot easier time seeing black markers on a white background than I do the other way around. But that's neither here nor there. It's a good watch. A lot of people really don't like the Cyclops windows on this for the date. I don't know why. I think it's great because you can see it. It sort of works like a magnifier, but what you like and what you like. The newer versions of it. One thing about this particular watch is that it has the black triangle at the end of the GMT hand. And the newer ones have an orange triangle. Sometimes you have the little rectangles and the little circles for the indexes on the dial, and the triangle can sometimes get lost, but not. I mean, it's got that big orange stick, so it's not exactly, playing Where's Waldo with it. But this is a watch I've always liked. Daniel said, well, he said he got this one. He said he got it from Archie's, watching Archie's channel. And, Archie's had some, I remember years ago when I watched some of Archie's early ones, had some very interesting information about watches. And I certainly think this is a great choice. The Explorer 2 Polar. I'm not much of a Rolex, knowing the depth of Rolex that Rolex collectors have. Daniel told me this is an older reference and so forth, and like I said, I'm not. I don't know all of the nuances of Rolexes that Rolex collectors do. Anyway, I like this one, the Explorer 2, and with a reference 16570. That'll tell you where it is in the line of Rolexes. Now this next one is another Rolex. This is the GMT-Master with the ceramic bezel, and as a GMT, it's got that GMT hand, and this one's got a green one. It has a little green stick coming out, a little harder to see against the black. But still, it's an attractive watch. It's got the Cyclops window that a lot of certain people don't like. I'll put it that way. I don't know why, but they don't. You can see the date clearly, and so I think it's cool. and you have a clear set of indexes on that one, and it's sort of this one was a pre-owned watch, and it's one that is could be used as an everyday watch. You can something you can pop on and go to work with, and what I call an office watch. It's a good office watch. Some people refer to them as tool watches, and it certainly is a very good tool watch. It's got the metal band on it, the bracelet, and that gives it a little different character. On the one hand, it's a little less formal, but it's not informal. To me, something informal would be like a NATO strap or a textile strap, or even certain kinds of leather straps, like a Hamilton Field watch. Now that's informal. This one is not formal or informal. It's just sort of it's a very good, I think, everyday watch, and especially if you're going to travel or something. All right, the final watch in this collection is a Patek Philippe Calatrava 5196R. R is for the yellow gold or rose gold on this one. To me, this is the kind of watch that is the Calatrava is sort of almost a perfect formal watch. You can wear it with, you're going out, you got a date, or you have a sort of a executive business meeting or something like this. This is a watch that makes a statement without making a lot of noise. It says, okay, this guy knows his watches, and this is a nice watch. It looks nice. But they're not screaming, "Look at me!" I feel that way about a Calatrava. I have an older one. I have the 3468, and it just sort of sits there as a nice watch, just sort of a nice one. I don't know how else to put it, and certainly it's recognized as that. Now, the watches that Daniel has, that's one thing. I don't think anyone says, "Oh, gee, I've never heard of that." Not like mine, the kind I have, Beauvais, or the kind of thing. A very different kind of collector, I think. And so this is the kind of thing that Daniel said, "Well, what do you think?" And I'd like to hear from you guys too. Where do you go with a collection like this? And Daniel said something about this, where he was headed in terms of, well, what he wanted to go, where he wanted to go next, and he wanted to go somewhere very safe. And by that he means that things happen. My God, that suddenly you're in a situation where you need some money, and you just spent a lot of money on a watch. What kind of watch will sort of pull you out? And he had a number he was thinking of. Was first of all, the Patek annual calendar. And the thing about those is that they're pretty hefty in price. Even pre-owned Patek Philippe annual calendar, they're good watches. They're very nice watches. But this is something that it comes along. That's certainly an option. Another one was the 1815 annual calendar. This sort of gets into more complications. The most complicated watch I think in Daniel's collection now is the Omega moon watch. So there's different kinds of things, unless you're going to go in for Sonore or something like that, or here's a complicated watch. This is a Patek Philippe Resonance. You get these two ones using resonance to stay complicated, not stay complicated, but stay coordinated. Okay, some of the other ones, the Lang A Longa Moon Phase in white gold. That's around 30,000. Yeah, these certainly a good standard watch. Now it gets into F.P. Journe, an Octa Reserve in white gold, or an F.P. Journe Chronomet Souverain in white gold. I have on my Chronomaster Rain in platinum. Little fact: FP Journe doesn't use white gold. He uses platinum and rose gold, yellow gold. Then he has all these other ones like tantalum. I can't say it. It's the tantalum. It's what the chronomet blue is made from. Titanium. There's some watches on that. There are even some made out of aluminum at one time. And but most of his watches are either gold or they're platinum. So instead of white gold, he simply uses platinum. And right now, it's sort of a fun fact. Platinum, for one of the few times I've known it, their price of platinum is lower than it is of gold. Gold is very high right now for some reason, and platinum, which is rare, is less. So it can be a good buy. Either one of those FP Journes. I've been very surprised in a good way of how well they hold their value. One of mine doubled in value, more than doubled in value, and the other one just went up a few $1,000. So I mean, the FP Journes are that kind of watch that if you're worried about your how much money you're going to get back on it, there's certainly solid ones. Now you got the Vacheron 56 collection, complete calendar is one. You know, there's one I would recommend way over that, and that's the Vacheron Constantin Easter Weeks triple calendar. It won a Grand Prix this year, last year, 2018, it won a Grand Prix. I love that watch. It's about 19,000 new, but I saw one for brand new for 14 from this place in Hong Kong. So I think take a look at that. I think you might like it. To me, I not only do I like the looks, but I like the way it. Vacheron Constantin's a very good watch. By the way, too, some of you may have hung around or know about the Vacheron Constantin's Hour Lounge that they used to have, and then they had an Hour Club. Something it sort of fell apart. And so the other day I got an email from them saying, hey, we're sort of opening up again. It doesn't seem to have the sort of the Vacheron Constantin chat room, but if you own a Vacheron Constantin, boy, I tell you, I went back to it and they had all of my watches. Still all of my Vacheron Constantin watches. So that's Vacheron Constantin. I got a soft spot for those watches. I really like them. And the 56, the really entry-level 56, have the movements that are sort of the base are Val Fleurier, and then they sort of make, I think, the basis for them there, and then Vacheron Constantin fixes them up. The other levels, though, are all Vacheron Constantin. Blanc. Let's see, Jaja Lecoutre, Master Control Perpetual Calendar. It's another watch I think is a good watch. I don't know if you're going to get your money back on that or not. You might. I think it'd be. That's not it's a good solid watch. Blancpain, Villeray Complete Calendar. This is another one. I like Blancpain Villeray a lot. Again, whether you get your money back or not, I don't know. And then finally, Jaja Lecoutre Reverso with some kind of complication. You know, the Reversos, those things, they have so many different variations on those, and those are another watch I like. The other way to go now, I think for the same money that you can get a lot of these other ones, you can find a H. Moser and some really good deals, and I don't know if there's going to be any left or not. But to me, Those are fantastic buys, and have been. I also think the same thing about the Parmigiani Fleurier. 2017, they won 2 Grand Prix awards. Very few watch companies ever win 2 awards the same year, but they did. And they have some fantastic, good prices. Now, people say, well, you know, doesn't Daniel want to get his money back in terms of investment? The answer is sure. The thing about it is that the drop in the price doesn't mean that you have to buy it at the top. All right, they do drop in price, and so the trick is to get them after they've dropped. And then what you're going to find out, they're not going to drop much lower than that. And so it can be a very good investment in sort of this ironic way. Hey, listen though, those are just my views on it, and I would really like to hear from you. Say, hey, I think this would be for this collection, because it's such a, like I said, it's got this solid core to it, and then where would you go from that core? And so let's hear what you have to say in the comments section. Say, I think Daniel ought to get this, and remember the criteria. Dan wants a good, I mean, in case something goes south, that hey, you can turn that around and get, do pretty well in getting your money back. So that's one of his criteria. As you know, that's not mine, and happily keep a watch that loses money, but I'm not going to sell it anyway. All right, well, that's it for today. And like I said, this is want to hear from you, and it's also an invitation to subscribe if you'd like. And until next Friday, this is Bill Sanders for Watch Art Sci, the art and science of watch collection.